Hey, third graders. Welcome back to Science. Today is Thursday, May 21st. This is our last science lesson for the week. Let's have a quick flashback on what we learned yesterday. Yesterday, we discussed the life cycles of animals. We learned the different stages and how different animals go through a life cycle a little differently. Today, we are going to compare plant and animal life cycles. We'll be able to find the similarities and differences between them. So our target for today is I can explain how life cycles show how living things grow and change over time. So we've already learned about plant and animal life cycles. We saw how they grow and change over time and how the life cycles keep repeating and repeating. Today we're going to be able to compare those animal and plant life cycles. So a quick introduction. Some living things go through their life cycle quickly, like male drone ants that live for only 3 weeks. Other living things have much longer life cycles, like some types of pine trees that can live for over 5,000 years. So this means that their life cycle goes a lot slower. Whereas the drone ants, they have to get everything done and be grown into adults within 3 weeks. That's a fast time. So let's think about life cycles. All life cycles have a few things in common. They start with seeds, eggs, or a live birth. They then involve multiple steps of growth, including reproduction or making more of something. And then they end in death. The cycle repeats for millions of years. So what do all life cycles have in common? The life cycles of all plants and animals include the stages of birth, growth, reproduction, and death. Some plant and animal life cycles are shorter or longer than others. Some plant and animal life cycles include dramatic changes, like we learned about butterflies. They grow through metamorphosis. They start as eggs, they turn into caterpillars, and then they go in the chrysalis to become a butterfly. That is a huge difference. And that process is called metamorphosis. Understanding life cycles can help us predict patterns in the lives of animals and plants. So we know that if you think about a dog and their life cycle, we know that they have a live birth, they grow into an adolescent dog, then they become an adult and have puppies, and then those puppies start the life cycle over again. So let's think of some differences between plant and animal life cycles. So in a plant life cycle, we have plant life cycles need help from insects, wind, or other animals to produce new seeds to start a life cycle over. We learned about this on lesson 1. In lesson 1, we talked about how plants have to pollinate. Once they're grown into a beautiful flower, they have to pollinate to create more seeds. Once those seeds are grown, they are put into the ground to become new flowers and start the life cycle over again. So the difference between plants and animals are that plants need help from other insects, winds, or animals to get them growing in the life cycle to repeat. Plants go through germination and pollination to produce new seeds. Plant life cycles are much quicker than animal life cycles. So an animal life cycle. Animals become older to be ready to have babies to start the life cycle over. So they have to become older, and it takes a while for them to grow into those adults to have babies to start the life cycle over. Many animals need to mature and grow over several years to be able to produce new babies. This is different to plants because plants don't take as long to go through the germination process. Animal life cycles take a longer time than most plant life cycles. So for example, if you have a flower and you have a dog and you got them on the same day, their life cycles would be much different. The flower probably wouldn't last as long as you would have the dog. The dog life cycle would definitely take a lot longer to go through. I added this video in to show you some examples that we talked about and help you be able to compare plant life cycles to animal life cycles. So this is just a fun video to help you think about those differences.
Where do you come from? How do you grow? How do you change, then where do you go? Exactly how does your life cycle flow? This is what I want to know. Oh, oh, oh! Where do you come from? How do you grow? How do you change, then where do you go? Exactly how does your life cycle flow? This is what I want to know. A plant starts with the seed and then you wait. It pushes up from the ground, we call this germinate. It grows into a seedling, then an adult plant. Its seeds will fall to the ground and it starts over again. Where do you come from? How do you grow? How do you change, then where do you go? Exactly how does your life cycle flow? This is what I want to know. A bird forms in an egg until it's ready to hatch. It will break out and be a baby bird in a nest. It grows bigger until it's ready to fly, and then it lays an egg and it starts all over again. Where do you come from? How do you grow? How do you change, then where do you go? Exactly how does your life cycle flow? This is what I want to know. A frog starts from one of many eggs. It hatches into a tadpole, then it grows legs. It turns into a young frog that grows up, and then it lays many eggs and it starts all over again. Where do you come from? How do you grow? How do you change, then where do you go? Exactly how does your life cycle flow? This is what I want to know. An egg hatches and becomes a tiny caterpillar. This is called a larva. It grows bigger and bigger. It forms into a pupa, also called a chrysalis. And inside it will be starting metamorphosis, which means it's moving and changing all of its things and turning into something else. An insect with wings, a butterfly comes out looking for a mate, and then it lays more eggs and it starts all over again. Where do you come from? How do you grow? How do you change, then where do you go? Exactly how does your life cycle flow? This is what I want to know. Oh, oh, oh! Where do you come from? How do you grow? How do you...
All right, friends, so hopefully that reminded you of a few things that we learned about for life cycles. In the video, you saw the life cycle of a plant growing from a seed, and you saw life cycles from a butterfly, from a frog, and those are just some examples, and a bird as well. And those are just some examples of different animal life cycles as well. So now I want you to stop and think about the difference between plant and animal life cycles. What did you notice in the video? What have you learned from the past two lessons as well?
I want you to put all those together before you start your Nearpod assessment. So go ahead and pause and think. Maybe jot these things down on a piece of paper so that you can remember it during your Nearpod assessment. All right, great. Let's review our target. I can explain how life cycles show how living things grow and change over time. In each of the examples we went through, we saw how in a life cycle, animals and plants grow and change over time. So now it is your turn. Please complete the Nearpod assignment to show me what you know about the difference between plant and animal life cycles. This will allow you to be able to compare plant and animal life cycles, and you'll be able to fill out some different assignments to show me that what you learned between the difference of the two. You guys are going to do a great job, and I'll see you guys next week. Make sure you try your best during your Nearpod assignments. Also, please make sure that you write your full name so I know who is completing the assignment and you can get credit for your work. All right, friends, I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day.